Well, hello. I'd like to welcome you to my review of the Wing Sung 3008. This is a fountain pen that may remind you of another recent Asian upstart. So we'll talk about this and more in just a moment. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And if you would like to discuss this pen, its similarity to another pen I'm going to show you, or other comments on Wing Sung, please feel free to leave a comment down below. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. If you'd like to comment on this pen or its resemblance to a certain other Asian pen, please feel free to leave a comment down below. So let's dive into the pen. So this is the Wing Sung 3008. It has a nice metal cap, demonstrator body filled with Diamine Cult Pen's dark green, sorry, to match the pen, of course, which was a gift from a viewer. A metal body piston. You can see a bit of the piston workings inside the cap. No finial, just an injection mark. Screw cap. You can see the feed in there. And it's a fine point. One other thing I think is worth noting, this pen has not had a hard life. I haven't used it much. And it carries in a case. Look at all the tarnishing. Because of that tarnishing, I haven't even removed the sticker residue, because I'm kind of afraid what could happen to the finish, and I wasn't going to use a harsh chemical, but that is something I don't like. I do like the faceted design. Now it seems to remind me, oh, what pen is it? A bit of another pen. Now, I'm not a detractor by any means. I just want to point out the resemblance. This is a Twsbi 580 aluminum. Again, metal, demonstrator. Well, the caps are quite a bit different. The Twsbi has a clear cap, and you can see that metal grip. And the feed's a bit different, and the nib's a bit different. The Twsbi clearly has a more quality feel. Also, on the demonstrator portion, these are diamond-shaped not inkwinders, diamond-shaped facets. That's what I want. And when I turn the piston turning knob, very solid feel. There's no play in it. Just kind of a mushy feel to this. Now, in its defense, I will say this pen is set down here in the basement for several weeks because I went through a spell a while back where I just was busy and barely keeping my head above water, and you could hear it in my reviews and my videos. This pen was a review I meant to film during that time and never did. Well, here it is now. So let's see how it writes. So I'm using ink, which was a gift from a viewer. This is Diamine. Cult pens. What is it? Dark blue? Deep dark green. Sorry, I'm looking at a different review I did. Deep dark green. So it's a very nice dark green color. As far as flex with this nib, don't! Not a flex nib. I suppose there's a little, oops, you didn't see most of that. There's a little bit of line variation to it, but nothing amazing. As far as wetness and flow, Keeps up. Smear test. Admittedly, sometimes a test of the ink. And reverse writing, if you're into that kind of thing. Wow. Definitely a ultra extra fine there, but surprisingly smooth. Now, let's look at a longer form writing sample. So that's the Wingsung 3008. Nice enough pen to write with. No, not one that gets me excited. There are several Chinese offerings that do get me excited. This one's just kind of meh. It's nice enough. So if you're looking for a good, low-cost, attractive pen, there's one. So yeah, seriously, if it's your kind of thing, this is a good pen. It's just not a pen that really excites me. I think it compares well with the Twsbi. You know, it is a lower cost pen and has that feel, but the fact that it sat over there for several weeks without being used and wrote like that was great. Because if it wouldn't have done that, I would have stopped it there, cleaned out the pen, refilled it, done a proper review, and I would have noted that. But I didn't have to. It started like a champ. And that just moved it way up in my rankings, which I don't really have a scientific ranking, but anyway, I like the pen a lot. So if you can put up with the fact that the trim seems to tarnish easily, it's a good pen. Now I feel like I've done a video on this before, but I feel like I should just briefly address the copycat thing. No, it is not a Twsbi knockoff. Yes, there are design similarities. There are a lot of design similarities. But it's not trying to be a Twsbi. It's taking inspiration from Twsbi and expressing it in a lower cost format. I always think it's interesting to hear certain pens called knockoffs. And then you look, Sailor President, Montblanc 149, some of the Sailor offerings. Boy, look a lot alike. Nobody calls them knockoffs. I would say inspired by. But that's one man's opinion. So if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And perhaps you have something to offer to the knockoff argument, or perhaps you'd like to relate your experience with this pen. Am I the only one that's experiencing tarnishing? Let me know in the comments down below. So I thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.